And here we are, as we always are. This time I think I've got it.
Oh,
I think I've got it.
When he starts singing it, that means I don't trust it so much. Seems like something's gonna happen, man.
Isn't that how a
does make
musical
me concerned
works?
about what you've even got at this
Yeah,
point.
what do you have in your hands? Is it the strawberry?
Thank you, young boy, for asking me what I've got. I could give you a list or
Young
two.
man. Sorry.
Young man.
Young man.
Have you heard
There's
of
no need to feel down.
Have you heard of a place called the YMCMA?
Would you believe me if I said that song stressed out Savannah? Not YMCA. Actually, not Nick, Neil. Sissy Ergo's version of it.
Oh,
It stressed her out.
Yeah, it was.
It's like a transcendent experience.
That's what I was thinking
Sends
too.
me
but,
into the heavens.
well, if she gets in chat tonight, we can ask about it. She can probably explain better.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Everyone deserves to be delivered by
Blessed.
that blessed track.
Hashtag blessed, yeah.
Well, speaking of being blessed, welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary, and I'm being painfully showered with strawberries while climbing Mount Celeste, and I'm being blessed. Everybody introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Jackson EM, and I'm staring at the man statue at the top of the mountain and his two eyes going in different directions.
Yeah, that's what you're staring at?
I'm Sean, he, him, also known as the Talking Skull, and I'm staring at the hands of a god.
The hands of the god as he fucking high pressure water pisses on me. Like, why? Why is it coming out of his what? He's pissing. He's pissing. It's piss.
It does seem like that image is two different images, and that like the bottom left is like a river, but the top right is like trying to split the staircase with this water. Like it just sort of transforms into something else halfway through, mostly around Isaac being pelted.
I think it's mostly just because the staircase like veers off to the side. It's one of them crooked staircases, so there's just like a river waterfall thing going on the left.
Well, clearly it's just a poorly designed ziggurat then.
Yeah. I mean, look at the sides of the staircase. It's like see that sheer drop? Like, this is just some bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't talk about his stairway like that. He made that stairway. It's not bullshit.
With those hands.
With those hands.
Man, this is a stairway. This is the fabled stairway to heaven. I kind of expected better, you know? They hyped it. They hyped it for decades.
I mean, it's still. I think it's worth the hype. Look at how fucking arduous it clearly is. I'm not having a good time.
This is reminiscent of the fucking. Why did I almost say Gonzo? The Goro? No. What are they called in Zelda?
Gorons?
Goron. The Goron temple in Majora's Mask.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. The Stairway to Heaven has a lot of like. You really got to get in your like calisthenics for heaven.
Yeah, you got to earn it.
Yeah.
Not by works are you earned, but by feats of athleticism.
By the feats of climbing some goddamn stairs.
No, I don't want to linger too much longer, but I do at least want to mention this one because I feel like somehow a head crab got into it, and my only assumption is that it read Isaac as Isaac Clarke, and that might be him. Wait.
From Dead Space?
God damn it.
I thought you were making a joke when you said that earlier. Damn That's why when you were like, Isaac Clarke, and I was like, yeah, from Half-Life.
I meant from What the hell is his name then? What's his last name? I suddenly can't remember because his first name is Isaac.
Newton.
No, it's Gordon.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna fucking kill both of you. But
what's really funny about this art piece, I honestly, I love this a lot because what's really funny is the like. Okay, so everyone would notice the big creature on the left, made of strawberries and red strawberry juice. But every other character in this image, at a glance, was like, "Oh, this is kind of cute." And then you start to look closer at them, and you realize that almost all parts of them are terrifying.
Yeah, they're all monstrosities.
Yeah. Like the boy in the bottom right, the furthest right, is that an eye in the middle of his face? And then like a boil where his eye is supposed to be, and then something growing out of his head. Like there's so much.
Well, that's what I mean. I saw that as just like he's being attacked by a head crab.
Well, sure, but that doesn't explain why his face looks like that.
Oh, sure.
I guess my face would look like that if I was getting attacked by a head crab.
Yeah, he's started.
I also appreciate the consistent pointillist shading. I guess it's not that consistent. There's a lot of pointillist shading on this image, which is fun to me.
A lot of textury. Yeah, I didn't notice the textury shading on it. Yeah, that's fun. Goddamn. But we can start the video game now. Hopefully my computer won't explode. I don't anticipate it to. I forgot to unmute the game. So we're gonna do that first and risk continuing to make everything awful. There we go. We left off. I got the first heart.
Are you ready to enter into the black hole?
Yeah, this is where I feel like this is where it starts getting kind of hard.
Wow. Now I'm concerned. Oh hey,
I mean, this is the moment where
those hearts.
Requires you to have the hearts. So
yeah, you were allowed to do the first part of this without the hearts. Oh man, this is the best part of the level. Actually, I'm gonna shut up here.
Who wants to be who?
Oh no, you just let it play. I mean, you can read it. Sure, you can read it if you want.
Oh. Thank you for that classic Windows startup noise.
Wave dashing and you, a practical solution for catching birds in space. Can't catch that bird? Fact, birds are hard to catch. Wow, it's so fast. Also, it can fly. And part of you won't help. She's the worst. Impossible.
You know, as somebody who made a lot of
Introducing
PowerPoints, I love this.
Wave dashing! With wave dashing, you can jump very far and regain your dash at the same time.
So they're gonna require me to start doing wave dash. Good, because I knew this existed, but boy.
It's easy.
Oh boy.
Jump. Dash diagonally down to the ground. Immediately jump again and hold forward. You did it!
Okay, yeah.
Go you.
Good.
Trouble in paradise. If you don't regain your dash, you're starting too low to the ground. If you don't get much distance, you're starting too far from the ground.
Oh.
Happy wave dashing.
Well, that's useful. Thanks.
I love that video.
Oh, I like this. See, I like that. That's fun. I like that a lot. Oh, and you could try it again if you want to make sure you got it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my. Interesting. I didn't turn on assisted mode. This is working as intended, right?
This is. Yeah, this is
not what assist mode does.
For what it's worth, I think that the last half of this level gets a lot more fun because it's less about trying to do some hard puzzles in this and more about hard platforming, if that makes any sense.
God.
Like, this is all execution now.
Yeah. Boy, this is gonna... Oh my god, yeah.
You have to wave dash into a wave dash.
Yeah. That's gonna be tricky. Ooh, I almost had it. So you gotta wave dash into a wave dash into a wave dash?
Into a wall bounce, yeah. Wave dash into a wave dash into a wall bounce.
Boy. They really don't fuck around, huh? They want you to get in there.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
That's what I was saying, the second part of this level is pretty hard because they're tutorialing you on how to do these things, and after this it's like, okay, cool.
You figured it out, right? Go for it, dumbass. You're good at the video game now, right? I mean, I think this is a really cool way to do the tutorial for it. Like, I love this effect, actually. I love like tracer ghosts in games, like especially for racing games and stuff. I think it's a brilliant idea to be able to get a player to better understand like what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. I think it's a great method of teaching yourself how to do something.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's very good. I can't think of a better way to like. This is like some of the best teaching tools I've seen in video games. Yeah. I can't think of a better way to like show
and it had a
help.
PowerPoint. Who hates PowerPoints except for everybody in high school who hated I loved making PowerPoints in high school. They were like my favorite thing to do. I was the only one who enjoyed doing them.
I don't remember being asked to make a PowerPoint in high school. That was like a middle school thing for me.
Oh, I made them all the way in fucking college, my guy.
Yeah, I actually did a couple like when I was trying to do grad school.
I'm not saying that they're like a... I guess my point wasn't that they're juvenile, just that, like, I don't know, I didn't... That's not something I ever was asked to do.
Dang.
Hey Sean, make me a PowerPoint sometime.
I actually made a PowerPoint presentation for someone's birthday a couple years ago.
So you lied! Oh. Okay, now... They're clearly showing that that jump is possible? Oh, I gotta do a wall jump, that's why. Boy, that's fucking hard.
Yeah, it's a wall bounce, yeah. Yeah, they don't grab onto the wall, they just kick off of it.
Boy, that's just really tight, huh?
Oh yeah. I think you're starting a little bit too far back, though.
Oh god. Gotta get that last bit, huh?
Mm-hmm. There we go. That was
not good enough, but very, very good. Very good. Get better.
Right, because you have to kind of jump forward with it instead of just like. Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty much holding right pretty much the entire way through.
Welcome, Butt Doctor.
Welcome back, Butt Doctor.
If I was Celeste, I would be too easy.
You'd be too easy?
I think it's good that I'm not Celeste.
I have not thought about too easy in such a long time. It's so funny to me. It's so awful, but it's so funny. Can't believe they did. I wouldn't say I can't believe they did that, because really it's just people being awful on top of something that really should just be innocent.
What's
it is also just a really funny way to say that. Too easy.
I heard that. Where's that come from?
It was an Australian KFC commercial. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a crowd of people, and it was a crowd of people, and like a guy's like, oh, I know how to rile them up, and he like, showed them the KFC sign, and they all got really excited, and the guy just goes, too easy. Now, Sean, am I gonna get in trouble if I say anything more? I feel like I would. I feel like I should leave it there. I was
gonna link the video.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I googled, to get this video to pull up, I googled too easy KFC, and the first result was racist KFC advertisement, official video.
Oh, jeez.
Because unfortunately, the entire crowd was a bunch of black people.
Oh.
It's awful. Listen, that's where we grew up, man. But I love the way that he says
we didn't grow up in Australia, but we grew up in the world where Australia and KFC, more to the point, exists.
Exists and did this thing. And much like I love, it's just like one of those things that it's pretty fun and funny to say.
Yeah, very quotable.
Yeah. I do, in regards to specifically that, I've always loved, and I think I've told you guys this a bunch, I've always loved Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle's approach to that topic of the stereotype of black people and chicken, because he says himself during like during one of his stand-up routines, he says, you know who loves fried chicken? Black people. You know who else loves it? Everybody. That's just delicious.
It is. I made fried chicken this week, and I burned the fuck out of my mouth.
I'm more of a baked chicken guy, if I have to be honest, but fried chicken is good as hell.
Well, Sean, what if I told you I found the secret to homemade fried chicken is also partly baking your chicken, because I'm apparently making homemade KFC chicken.
But if I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna bake it. If it's already ready and prepped and in the oven, I'm just gonna leave it in the oven.
Well, no. What I do is I get my chicken, I prep it, I get some, I get a bin, I put some flour in there, just some flour, put whatever seasonings I want. I put usually I have like a crayon spice that I put in there. I got some salt, some pepper. Last time I put a little bit of chili powder. Need to put more, honestly. It didn't really have any heat. And I put my chicken quarter in there. Close the top because it's Tupperware. Shake the fuck out of it. Then.
What do you get?
God, is this where we're at tonight, huh? This is the second one in a row, huh? Anyways, I put it in the pan. I put a little bit of vegetable oil in the pan. Let it fry on both sides for like 15 to 20 minutes. Turn on the oven and put it in the oven for like a half an hour. It's great. Maybe drizzle the oil on top, so that way it's in the pan with the chicken, and just let it go. So that way I'm not frying chicken for like 4 hours. Because it would take 4 hours to just fry it in the pan. It would take for fucking ever.
Sorry, I tuned out. When are you gonna do a cooking stream?
One of these days. I really should. I would love to, actually. Might even get David and some people in on it, because cooking with David, where he just makes fun of the fact. We just talk about that one time where both he and the head chef were like, Isaac, how did you simultaneously undercook and overcook chicken? Or not chicken, rice. Somehow I managed to burn the bottom of the pan with rice, but not cook the top of it. I don't know how I did that, man. I was like, what I did.
Or that you were fucking with it too much.
Maybe. Well, that's the thing, is the way that because this was in a restaurant where we had to make it was specifically yeah, I got it.
Very nice.
Oh, and I got a checkpoint.
There was the image of a checkpoint.
Yeah, it looks like a checkpoint. Oh, bird! Ow! You dick! Hey! Didn't you want me to help you? Don't you want to see me again, Granny? I don't understand. Are you testing me? Are you just afraid to ask for help? Maybe part of me was right. Maybe it is just a bird. Unless... the bird doesn't want me to save Granny! It's trying to stop me, just like part of me. I'm alone up here. Well, we don't need their help, right, Granny? Don't worry, I won't give up on you. I'll catch that stupid bird and set you free. Well, here I go. Oh boy, now the music is hype again. Boy, it's not Viber time. Boy. Boy, I'm gonna have to do a lot of those, huh?
Yup.
Oh yeah.
See where now you get like 1,000 fucking deaths.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know how else to interpret that.
And this is another example of like, where's the floor?
We don't need those where we're going.
Whenever I think of the phrase "where's the floor," I think of a really old video.
Nice.
I think called like very nice. I think it was called like Frustrated Mario or something like that. It was some guy with like a New Yorker, like Brooklyn accent, being like, "All right, World War 1-1, let's go." And it was like some like Kaizo Mario.
Right.
And just right out of the gate, it was, "Where's the floor?"
Where'd the flow go? Also, I don't know what I've done to my thumb. I don't know what this... Now, this might be concerning about the GameCube. I think I'm getting GameCube controller thumb. It's weird. I've got like a patch of skin that's worn down. I'm noticing on my left thumb. Is that normal, guys?
No. On your left thumb from the analog stick?
Yeah. I mean, this is one thing I do like about the... Here, I like it in the concept of what it gives me for a little bit of feedback. Like the, so there's like...
feedback of it digging into your thumb and
it's
killing you.
It's got ridges, so it's got like a surface area to tread onto your thumb so your fingers don't slip off of it. But clearly it's also fucking cutting into my hand.
I was gonna say, the Xbox controller has the ridges too, but it doesn't injure me.
I mean, it could be any reason. I could have burned my finger. It's just oddly in the spot and shape where I hold the controller.
The controller just happens to fit neatly inside of this groove in my thumb.
It's weird. I don't know what it is. It's odd. Ah, fuck, I almost had
Hey!
it. Alright.
Nice.
Interesting.
Butt Doctor got thumb blisters playing Street Fighter on PlayStation because of the D-pad.
Yeah, that sounds about right. What do you guys have any experiences like that?
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. Funnily enough, I think some of them do come from Celeste, from Chapter 9. So, I think you're in good company on that one.
Boy, if my thumb starts bleeding, we'll have to switch games, guys. This might get awkward. I wasn't prepared for that.
That's when Jackson will finally get to play the beginner's guide.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'll just play it through your computer or something.
Mm-hmm. Ah! I don't remember ever getting, like, thumb blisters or anything like that. But I'm not a hardcore video gamer, so maybe that's why.
No, that Dark Souls 3...
you're into softcore gaming.
No, Dark Souls 3 isn't that intense on your fingers.
It really isn't.
I think part of it is that I was never into the kind of games that would do that. Like, I was not a hardcore fighting game guy, even though I liked fighting games. Like, I was never doing crazy combos or anything. And, like, you know, I didn't play platformers really growing up. And fucking side-scrolling beat-em-ups and shit, and RPGs are not gonna give you fucking gamer thumb.
God,
Hold
which
the joint
one?
head upside down until the other thumb starts bleeding. That's the pro strat.
Ah, you're right. Somebody determined of any of the things that we said what is funniest and message it to me, because gamer thumb is pretty funny too. I was thinking his thumbs are bleeding, gamer thumb is good,
Arm spaghetti.
arm spaghetti, oh my god. I swear world peace could be found by just the right kind of spaghetti, and I'm not joking. I had spaghetti for dinner and I had spaghetti for dinner. Everyone knows that experience. You have spaghetti for dinner, and you're just like, why is this the best thing ever made? It's literally just noodles and red sauce. Like, now that, I don't know why I thought that was the way. Oh, actually, what the fuck is this room? Now that I'm looking at it.
Is this like some like remix of Chapter 6 rooms?
You gotta bang it again. Gotta get that old 2-bang in.
There we go.
You know, they call me Double Bang.
Mm-hmm.
Now...
I think you'll have to approach it from
I
the
see,
right
I see.
side.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be a problem. Well, that's gonna be a problem.
It shouldn't be funny, but like smashing Madeline full speed into that.
It's got an element of humor in it.
It's got some in there, yeah.
It's a little bit of an Ed, Edd n Eddy vibe.
Yeah.
God.
Tom and Jerry.
I was gonna say like I think Tom and Jerry is what I was feeling. Kind of like that very old like Looney Tunes sort of era.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that was gonna work. I don't know where I was going there. But man, Ed, Edd n Eddy has maybe some of my favorite cartoon sound effects in a show. Certainly in like a newer show, like in a show that I grew up with. I don't know why I said newer.
Yeah, newer is an odd way to describe a show that is like 20 years old.
God, that show isn't old. It's barely younger than me. What the fuck?
Yeah, Ed, Edd n Eddy really was like a masterclass. Like you're right, because like the music, the sound effects, like it really doesn't seem like it should be like that level of good for like what's just like yet another kids show, so to speak. But like it's just
Especially a show that's basically workaholics for kids.
Yeah, workaholics, or I also compared it to Trailer Park Boys for kids.
Yeah,
Or
totally.
the opposite, that Trailer Park Boys is Ed, Edd n Eddy for adults. Fuck!
No, you had
it.
I did have it. Ow.
It was worth a shot.
Well, I accept. Yep. Fuck. I had something I was gonna say a while ago, and I don't even remember. We got on so many tangents. I have no idea. I had like a thought process, other than just. So I've gone through schools of spaghetti, and I think now I've found my...
I like schools of spaghetti as though, like, schools of fish. Just imagining, like, swaths of spaghetti drifting through the ocean.
Listen, you know what eels are? That's just eels.
I could see that potentially.
Boy, this is something, my guys.
Oh yeah. There's a reason why I didn't. I was about to say there's a reason why I didn't want to play Chapter 9 after I finished it, but honestly, there's also a part of me looking at this like, okay, no, that kind of looks pretty fun.
I mean, it is. It's just really hard.
It's a
It's just
gauntlet
really
for sure.
difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't spend... I have to make that jump. Boy. Ugh! That's so tight! How?
I mean, I think you can use your dash there to get that.
No, because how am I supposed to wave dash off the bottom one if I have to jump on the side of it?
Oh yeah, you do have to wave dash off it. Good point, good point.
So oh my god, and I had it there. Boy, this one's gonna be a rough. This one's gonna be a... Boy, my thumb might fall off playing this game.
I do remember that sensation of like thinking, oh man, after this room I'm gonna get a checkpoint, right?
Oh god.
Because I don't know if...
Don't say that like that, Jackson. That scares me.
Well, because each room feels like the room where it's like, this is the room right before a checkpoint. This has to be.
Yeah, it's so fucking hard.
And then you get another room and it's like, oh.
Uh-huh. You couldn't possibly make this even more painful for me. No, you found a way. Once again, where did the floor go?
This is a bit spoilers, but I feel like the last room is gonna be its own stream.
Boy, that's terrifying to think about. Just spending 3 hours.
Those 10,000 deaths in somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. God, I don't know if I'm fucking up the timing now. I don't know how I am. There you go. Ugh! Okay, alright, okay, alright. Fuck. Those ones always feel the worst when you're just like, and I was 1 pixel too far to the right.
Yeah. Boy, huh? I still think that this is not the... Well, I should wait until I finish Chapter 9, because I still think Sans Underman is still probably the hardest thing I've done in a video game, but that was also because it was emotionally hard to do. I mean
that is another video game challenge that I gave up on, so... That further proof that these are a similar tier difficulty.
Yeah. I was glad when we did that all together, though. Like, I still remember that time that Ren wanted to see the genocide run, and so, like, we all just sort of tagged team running that entire game.
I remember your heart exploded.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised that you're alive today, but the necromancer said that you'd be fine. But you did have to take your heart out, the exploded remains of the heart, and put it in a jar.
Well, I came back when Bob the Necromancer did his unboxing, video.
Why did I find that so funny?
I wish that was original. I thought it was very, very funny when I saw it, but it's just a really good, like, 5-10 second short. Because he's just like, oh, I'm Bob the Necromancer, and here we're doing an unboxing. He just shoves a shovel into the ground and ends the video.
That's great.
Yeah. Is that like an animation, or was that just like a short?
No, it was a live. It was a live action thing. I was wearing like a doctor mask and everything.
What is the oldest video that you remember seeing? The earliest? I'm not gonna say first unless you know it, but what is the earliest video you remember seeing off of YouTube?
An AMV of Horoscope featuring footage from Full Metal Alchemist.
That is so incredibly specific, and you had that off the dome so fast.
Yeah.
I was watching AMVs before YouTube is the problem.
Oh shit.
Where? How?
Just like on the internet, man. I had a CD of them that I had downloaded.
That's true. Sean did actually have like a tech savvy like parent, and so that's true.
But I don't know what my first like YouTube video would have been. I mean, this is partially because of my bad memory. I remember the earliest video I can 100% confirm watching is The Cloak, which is not that old.
No, that's like 2008, 2009?
I was definitely watching YouTube in middle school for better.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I was too. I just don't know what.
Yeah, like I think I remember where I watched that at. Like I think I was in like some sort of. I think I was in like. Do you remember that writers club in middle school? It was like Imagine Inc. or something like that. I don't know if it lasted for more than 1 year.
Whoa! I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was. Funnily enough, it was Tamara's writing club.
Of course.
Of course. But
not Tamara today.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I remember in that writing club, I think it was somebody that showed me YouTube. And
they unveiled it to you in the middle of class, like, we should be
in middle school.
It was like 2005, dude. Like, YouTube had been barely, like, YouTube, I think, went public that year. I want to say it was made in, like, 2000 and... It was made, like, it was, at earliest, it was, like, 2003 or something like that, but, like...
2005.
It was 2005, okay, yeah. So, yeah, they showed me YouTube the year it came out.
Mine might have been, if it wasn't the first, it certainly was one of the earliest YouTube videos that I got onto, which was Cunningham Muffins. I remember that shit to this fucking day, man. God. It's grained into my... That and Power Thirst shortly after? I can't remember.
Yeah, do you remember Power Thirst? And like G.I. Joe, PSAs.
Yup.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem, is that, like, so much of what I think of when I think of early YouTube is intermixed with stuff that were just, like, memes from before YouTube. Because, like, I almost said, there's this, like, meme of a dude dancing to
If you're gonna say
Torn.
the Numa Numa. Oh.
No, not Numa Numa. There's a video of a dude dancing to Torn that was, like, a big meme. But that was a big meme, like... from before you, like, that's a meme that my mom got sent via email.
I actually remembered you showing me that video. And I probably watched it. I probably watched that same video again within like the last year or two.
Whoa.
It still stands up. It is a very good performance.
He does a good job.
It is a great job.
Hey man, the angled AMV of Evangelion is wonderful as well.
Yeah, I mean,
you showed me that in college. And that's using
there's
fucking
a
whatever...
AMV. If anyone is not aware, there's an AMV of Evangelion set to Engel by Rammstein, and it is, first of all, just an incredibly, unbelievably polished AMV. Like, for those who weren't around or weren't into that scene at the time, I need to stress that AMVs are dog shit. Like,
mostly,
the general quality level of an AMV is, especially back in those days, is like, there's a song on and there are random unrelated clips from the show that the person who made the AMV just likes the clips, or maybe it's just the episodes they had access to, and like, you're lucky if the cuts are even remotely in sync with the music. Most of the time, they just aren't. Like, they were dog shit. But this Engel AMV is, like, genuinely really high quality. It's some of the best video editing I've seen to this day.
Especially given that that's like fucking... That's video editing software from, what, 2004?
Yeah, they were using like Windows Movie Maker or something like that.
I don't think Windows Movie Maker existed.
Maybe. I know that they stopped. I know they stopped making Windows Movie Maker. Like, Windows just dropped that at some point.
The other awesome thing about that video, though, is that that song has two vocalists, a really aggressive, deep-voiced male vocalist, and a really ephemeral female vocalist. And the video editor made the genius decision to make Shinji the female vocalist and Asuka the male vocalist.
Yeah, I think
great.
and
it's so perfect.
It's so good.
Isaac, if you're needing, are you needing any tips? Because I think I know what
maybe
you have to do. I think you have to do that in one dash. I think you have to
That's what I was thinking, and I'm like, how though? God, that's so fucking tough.
Yeah, I think it's like a little jump off, and then just like, and then just like a directly up, like a straight up dash. Get that up dash. And that's another one. Wombo combo. That's another old one.
Yeah.
But I also love also love the fact that they're still, for like, as much as we've had YouTubers retire over the years, there are still a couple old like greats. I mean, no, Smosh had like a huge comeback. Like Smosh just like, they've just been reinventing themselves slowly over the years. So they're very much alive. College Humor used to be pretty old as well, and College Humor actually had the biggest like.
Yeah, it's been a while the revival the College Humor had.
Yeah, absolutely. Like College Humor's revival is unheard of, pretty much.
I mean, they're doing what's that fucking game show that we love?
Game Changer.
Yeah, they're behind Game Changer, right?
Yeah, because they pretty much just like they kept on building and building for a while, but I don't think they were that profitable so they basically crashed as a company. And then in desperation, they were like, okay, what if we take all of our best content and our best ideas, turn into a streaming service, and see if we could make anything of this? And sure enough, like, they actually did it. Like, it's nuts.
And it's a lot of leaning into, like, improvised comedy, so you get a lot more of, like, the personalities of the individual people, and there's a lot more sort of light energy to it as opposed to the like highly scripted stuff that was usually on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, agreed, yeah. But I also love like the sort of people that are sort of fallen into the shadows and just like kept doing their niche since all time. Like I want to say H.C. Bailey is one guy I enjoy talking about. He's just like a very old Let's Player. Like he was making videos pretty much since day one of YouTube, just like, hello, this is H.C. Bailey, and today we're playing, Final Fantasy IV or something like that, and just never stopped, to my knowledge. I think he's still, every time I check in on him, I think he's still making, like, Let's Play videos.
It's also named after an old author.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, just, like, never got huge. Like, I want to say he probably topped out at around 100,000?
Holy shit, this is a deep cut. His most recent videos have 1,000 views.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like, this is a YouTuber at, like, my level of popularity.
Yeah.
That is a deep cut.
But he was one of the original. Like, this guy was like a 2005 guy.
That's wild.
And just kept on. I mean, I bet his total channel views are probably huge. Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 98,000. Yeah, 98,000 subscribers. How do you see their total?
I don't know if total view count is something YouTube searches.
Oh, yes, it does. So okay, my bad. So he was 2007, so I was actually a couple years off. 5,963 videos, 131 million views.
Whoa.
So
how do you see that in? Oh, there it is. I see.
Yeah, it says it on the. It says it just like
131 million. Jesus.
Yeah. So like, he just plugs away to like the dude just I don't know. It's crazy. Like he just never made it big.
Well, Jax, when you put multiple years into something, you get into situations like where we've hit 1,000 fucking things. It's been 6 years. It's been 6 years.
I believe you.
I mean, 1,000 is very different from 100 million.
That's true.
Yeah, like the dude's been
1,000 individual videos is what I meant.
Right.
Because you said he had like 5,000.
Yeah, almost 6,000 videos. He's about to he's gonna hit 6,000 videos probably in like a month or two or something like that. Because it looks like he posts a video like every 4 days thereabouts. Jeez. Anyway, yeah.
Why does the jump help? It doesn't feel like the jump should help, but it does. Why does it help? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe you have more air control when you're jumping than when you're falling?
Maybe? It's like I feel like the little jump shouldn't matter because I'm just squishing myself down anyways to get through that little fucking tight.
I think you're building momentum though.
Oh.
You're building momentum going to the right so that you come out the gate faster.
Oh, because it's pushing me. Got it. Alpha. But yeah, the only like old YouTuber that I remembered watching a lot, even a little bit into college, that I'm like, man, I hope he's like, oh yeah, no. I hope he's like doing more stuff. I know he was like working on a movie a long time ago, and I don't know if he ever did, but the Mystery Guitar Man. I'm always just like, I remembered loving his shit, and I do love his like editing style and like what he did, but I just never heard from him again. He made a McDonald's commercial. Remember that?
Whoa.
That's
hey,
it.
That's making it.
Yeah. His name was Joe Penna, I think. But he was also known as the Mystery Guitar Man, and as far as I know, he hasn't made anything for a long ass time.
He's like underground Buckethead.
Uh-huh. As opposed to overground Buckethead?
Yeah. You know who Buckethead is, right?
I feel like I should. Why can't I think of that?
Very famous guitarist.
Feel like I should know that, and I don't. Why don't? That sounds familiar.
He's just a guitarist. There's not like a lot to get into there. But he was just real popular for a while.
That's the. What do I do there? You get there. I can't jump over without wasting a thing. Maybe I should? I guess I should use it. I don't know. I might as well try it. God, this part is so stressful. See. Jesus.
I'll see if I can like figure out a way through this one because, like, visually, I'm not sure. Like, it's one of those that visually I can't actually think of the answer.
Just looking at it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, man. It's really tough. Not to be. Bouquet head is something different. I don't even know what that. You've just unlocked a memory. I remember seeing like some kind of like older comedy special that maybe was. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was Monty Python, but it was like a British comedy special, and it was just somebody was on, and the joke was it was this older lady, and she went, my name is Miss Bouquet, and she spelled her name, and it spelled the word bucket, and she was like on the phone, they went, you mean bucket? And over the phone, like without hearing it, she goes, no, it's pronounced bouquet, I swear. Keeping up appearances? Is that actually what it was? Is that it? Was that it? It had House. It had House from the titular show, House.
Hug Glory.
Yeah, Mr. Hug Glory. That's the one. Fuck. It's I forget about that. I don't know where maybe I saw it.
I don't see Hug Glory on the cast list, but he may have been a less common. This is one of those shows where it had a rotating cast and guests and stuff.
It's kind of like SNL for British people.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that if it's true?
Sure.
I'm allowed to say that if that's not factually false.
As someone who's not British, yeah, go for it.
God! I almost would prefer the wave dashing ones, because that's at least a test of my inputs in a way that I feel like I don't want to lose practice on that.
A test of your reflexes?
Yeah, I always prefer tests of my reflexes as opposed to tests of my precision. It's funny, I feel like I can be very precise and dexterous, but I get frustrated. I'm not that into it. I'm just not that into it when I'm demanded to constant high precision things. I like getting sloppy, man.
Wrong game.
I like getting sloppy with it, okay? I like getting messy. I like making a big mess. You know what I mean?
No. Maybe?
I know that you're talking about your investigation into this level, Jackson, but that was a very good response to what Isaac said.
Yeah, that was intended to. It just sounded improper.
Mm-hmm. We get sloppy here.
We get sloppy, we get messy. Oh, I remembered something. We were talking about the piss statue. And then you said something about rivers, and I was like, hey, I have bad news, everyone. I've been informed recently that if you test the water, so my roommate was testing some water, and he told me that it was a standard test, so it was like showing nothing that he was surprised by. And I was like, oh, what's that? And he's like, oh, that's just the ammonia levels. They're really high. And I was like, in our tap water? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, it's just piss. It's just piss. We're just drinking piss, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. It's just piss. Hate to break the news. There's piss in our water.
I'm curious what prompted your roommate to run tests on your water.
I mean, he was running tests on somebody else's water, so... And then I don't know. I don't know the specifics. I don't know how that works. He was just testing the water of a fish tank.
Oh, for a fish tank. That part, I think, was either left out or I ignored it.
Oh, no. That was left out. I didn't think about that. My bad. But he was also testing, the water of just, tap water. He was like, but that's just tap water.
Yeah. Well, fish tanks have to have very specific water.
Sure.
Fish will die easily in water, oddly.
Well, see, what I was gonna say is, well, it should make sense that you would find at some point some amount of, that in the water of a fish tank. Fish ain't got toilets. Fish ain't got nowhere to go. But, sorry, there's ammonia in your water that you drink.
Can you imagine if you had to pee directly in your own mouth, because that was the only way to do it?
Well, you're not directly into your mouth. It's just more like you just pee into the air, and then you just gotta
sort
walk
of
through it.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, and then we do have to breathe the air, so and everyone breathes by just opening and closing their mouth repeatedly. That's how you breathe.
Yeah.
Big gulps too. So.
I mean, you can do little gulps, but that's just a matter of preference.
Yeah,
Doctors recommend big gulps, but what do they know?
Doctors and 7-Elevens recommend the big gulp.
I was just at 7-Eleven an hour ago.
Oh. Did you get yourself I always looked forward to going to the local 7-Eleven to get me a slurp. Get yourself a slurp.
I was there to get myself some pizza slice because I was feeling some pizza. And there's a 7-Eleven that's directly across the street from my place, so every once in a while I'll just walk over there to grab something. I wanted to get pizza, but I'm glad for this dude for being straight up with me about it. I was like, could I get 2 slices of pizza? And he was like, no, they're stale.
Oh.
It's like, alright, thank you.
No, they're display. Those aren't edible anymore.
It's like, thanks for the heads up, I'll take the chicken kebab.
Holy shit, that's amazing. I guess it's any consolation I had something similar. The only reason why I really made spaghetti was my backup, was like, I'll probably make ramen instead, but I definitely tried it, and woo! Jesus Christ. The ramen, my soup, my token soup, my patented soup that I'm always talking about. I definitely took a sniff and looked at it and I was like, that looks a little chunkier than usual, and my stock is pretty liquid this time, so maybe it's time for some new fresh soup. That soup wasn't fresh no more, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I lose count. It's maybe 5 weeks fresh soup?
Jesus, 5 weeks?
Maybe.
That's so long.
Yeah, hearing about that just makes me want to go to the bathroom. So I will.
Do
you
it.
Monster. Actually, no, do it.
I wouldn't trust almost anything homemade to last 5 weeks unless it's shelf stable. 5 weeks is too long.
Boy, that is insane. Listen, man. And it's on me. It's on me. I didn't freeze it either, so if it was frozen, I think it'd be fine. But
yeah, I mean, frozen is a little different, but I assumed it wasn't frozen if you're just sort of pulling it out and using it.
But
I do freeze my rice, so I guess that's not totally fair.
Like your uncooked rice or your cooked rice?
My uncooked rice. No, I freeze when I make a batch of rice. I take whatever I'm going to use and I freeze the rest because it reheats better that way.
Never thought about that. Probably also
it traps in the moisture so it doesn't dry out.
See, I don't know. I might be weird. I mean, coming to that realization a little late, huh, me? There's something like weirdly nostalgic about microwaved rice, especially like rice
microwave it.
Well, sure, but like even just like sitting in the fridge microwaved rice, there's like something about
what
that
you're
texture.
saying is there's something nostalgic about bad rice.
I guess, especially like restaurant rice. Like if you get one of those like bins of white rice, I actually almost prefer it when. Not prefer it, not
You're
now,
but
and when I was a kid, I actually liked it when I microwaved it more. Because it wasn't fried rice, and I just like fried rice better when it was fresh.
Yeah, fried rice is maybe a little different. I don't know.
Like
I do.
Okay.
I have been making more of my own meals the last year or so, though, and it is. I don't like food or cooking for the most part, but I do love just like freshly cooked rice, like straight out of the rice cooker. It's so fluffy and delightful.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful, Sean. I just so perfectly executed that and then flubbed it. Just threw it right in the fucking garbage, like, man, look at how good this pancake came out, and now I'm gonna flip it and it's stuck to the ceiling.
Now I'm gonna flip it right into the trash can.
I'm getting better at that. Fuck. The wave dash jumping is fucking crazy, man. They do not fuck around with this at all.
You're pretty much expected to be a hardcore fan to have even made it this far. They know that you're willing to put in the work.
What if I just was like, What if it was just like after I was like, I never want to play this game again. Fucking hated it. Why did they even make me do that? Oh my god. I want to. What do you think? What would be like a Yelp review? Yeah.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
What would be? Give me like a 1-star Yelp review of a game that somebody beat and like beat it all the way through and they still gave it 1 star. Like, I mean, unreasonably.
All the time, right? Like, it's like a meme at this point, the Steam review that's got 1,000 hours and is a not recommended.
Just like imagining like played all the way through Dark Souls 1 and it was just like... Played all the way through Dark Souls 1 multiple times. What would that 1-star rating look like?
It's my rating.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Like, not even something reasonable like no longer the servers start, just like, I'm trying to think like 100%ed the game, nothing left to do. Bad game.
Kirby.
Hi, Kirby. Why?
Link's
Why did I do that?
Either of those things, though. That's misleading advertising there. That Link's not even in the title anywhere. I guess it depends on how heavily he's featured. I guess featuring could mean anything.
Joke, Kirby, but now I am like, we gotta play Sonic and the Dark Chronicles now, right? Like,
but it's not finished.
I have to know what it looks like.
Like, I don't know if I'm willing to invest into this thing that will never be finished. Nice.
It is. That was a fun one. I liked that one. Okay.
I love that moment of deliberation of, that was fun. This one is, what is this one?
What is this one? There's no, okay. Once again, no floors. My favorite joke that Celeste likes to make to me. Fucking Christ, man. Holy hell on a biscuit morning.
That's fair, Bud Doctor. I would accept that review.
Exactly. God. Shit. I think my favorite version of that, I'm just like, I've quit my own bit because I've thought of thinking about a funnier thing. There is a wonderful, and I don't remember if I showed you this, or if you showed me this, or what, or if I found it on my own, but there was like a subreddit or a series of posts, I think I just saw it on Instagram or something, where they were reviews for recipes, like, you know how somebody will post a recipe online for like how to make something, and they were bad reviews, but all the reviews mentioned how they just used their own ingredients that weren't in the recipe and it ruined the dish.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them are like, I put eggs inside of my cake. Why didn't it work? Didn't work.
Yeah, I've definitely heard people complaining about that.
Like, wanted to make some cashew chicken, but I only had like pistachios and they didn't work. 0 out of 10. Didn't have any chocolate. Used my dog shit. Yeah, something like that. Holy fuck.
Now, Butt Doctor, I think you knew exactly what you were getting into in that case. I think you got exactly what you wanted out of that exchange.
You knew what you were doing.
I think what you mean is you like to excrement.
Don't we? Ow. Don't we all? If you're gonna poop, you might as well enjoy it, right? Like, there's no not doing it. If Arthur is anyone to live by that statement, that man loves talking about how awful his shits are. He loves talking about how he enjoys destroying toilets. It's like not an insult. He just does that.
That's not slander. He'll admit to it at any moment. These brownies called for 3 eggs. I didn't have any, so I harvested my toppers and they tasted a little bland. Gross.
Uh-huh. I made this vegan dish, but I had to use meat instead and it tasted awful. 0 out of 10. So I think that's not possible. I'm pretty sure, unless it's like, I don't know,
It's not possible for meat to taste bad? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying if you cooked it correctly.
Yeah? Go ahead.
I said the stupidest thing just now. I said the stupidest thing. I just want to let you know. Oh, I'm forgetting the whole gimmick of this goddamn stage. I need to do a fucking wave jump. What's wrong with me? I figured out the mistake I've been making this entire time. Wow, look at... Well.
Almost.
Boy, I'm not sure how to get to that. I don't even know. I might just be like, do I really need that gem? It's sitting there. Oh. Yep, I
mean, on the real though, you might maybe be better off not sending the platform up.
I mean, but I'm not gonna have a dash and I'm not having anything to land on, so I have to jump off something. I don't know why my brain thought that's where I needed to do that, but here we are. Like, what do I do?
You just have to like real quick shimmy to the other side of it.
Oh, yeah, I do have to... Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is I have to kick off and around it, I guess? So I gotta kick up, around, and over? God, that's so fucking tight. And then I gotta wave dash up and hit that right ledge to jump. Oh my fucking god. No, I'm enjoying this shot. You can't hear it in my voice! You can't hear it in my voice, but I'm enjoying this. God damn, that is...
Hey!
Oh, fuck, I almost had it. Well, that was the wall.
You're getting it though.
I am getting it. I'm glad. I would say that, like many things, and I feel like I feel pretty good about this kind of like, even if I ever get frustrated, I don't know of a game that, whether it pissed me off or not, I've never at least been able to be like, I can at least figure it out. I can't think of one. Usually if I've given up on a game, it's because it literally just was not, it did something so wrong that I was like, yeah, this is nothing. So I feel, and I always feel like I'm very adaptive. Very adaptive. I can pick up on stuff pretty quick, it feels like. Usually.
Sure.
Fuck.
I just don't have that much patience. Like, if it's taking that many attempts and I'm gonna have to bang my head against it for that long, there's just a point where I lose interest.
It depends. It also depends on the kind of repetition it is. I think the best games know that if you're gonna be doing something over and over again, you know, Super Meat Boy, Celeste, whatever, the iteration cycle is super important.
Well, yeah, I take that as a given.
And there's a certain part of it where they understand that you kind of gotta let it set. Like, if you're gonna spend that, you can't actually frustrate your player with it actively. You can't. I actually think it is a mistake to outright antagonize your player with stuff like that. You know, make it a thing about, you know, just take your time with it. It's like whittling a steak. I don't know why a steak. To stab a vampire? To stab a
Seemingly.
vampire? Yeah, I don't know why I went for... Yeah,
I don't know if
why
you wouldn't just bring steaks to that.
There's so many things that you can whittle, and I wanted to whittle a steak until it's just good enough to stab straight through a vampire to death, I guess. I don't know, Sean. Hey, why wooden stakes? Are they like special wooden stakes? Or are they like wood made out of Jesus' cross? Like, why wooden stakes? Why not just like
I think it's just wood in general. It doesn't even really have to be a stake in most things.
Oh.
It's just that, you know, wood in the shape of a pointy thing generally is referred to as a stake.
So what if I have one of those plastic tent poles, tent stakes? Is that not gonna do it?
No, it's gotta be wood.
Oh, okay. Also, welcome back, Jackson. I'm so close to doing this.
For bases, they have high patience for antagonistic game design. Look, we all know you're a Lisa fan.
Yeah. Wait, is Kirby a Lisa fan? Kirby, are you a Lisa fan? Or I am? I am a Lisa fan.
Who's Lisa? Well, I guess I assumed you were a Lisa fan.
That's a great question.
Is she hot? No.
No.
She's a child.
She is a child.
Well, yeah. She is a child, and that's all I will say, because at some point I do want it to be a voice acting project that Arthur, at least Arthur and Lauren, I know would, hands down, be like, yes, sign us up. And anyone else who wants to join too. I think that game is also a game worth examining, but definitely worth watching somebody else play if you're just not into it. Like,
yeah,
there is a thing, I would say, like, I would argue that any game like that you will lose something for not playing it yourself, but I would never make someone play a game if it wasn't the experience they were willing to buy themselves into. I'm sure we've had this conversation before, but that's the cliff notes. I feel like I've even more roundabout tried to say that and did a way worse job.
I mean, there are a lot of things I respect about Lisa. And Arthur made a good point. One of my main gripes with it is the constant falling off of ledges to your death for no good reason, because the platforming is not the point of that game at all. And he made the point that... Huh?
But it's just another antagonistic piece of it?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but it's like ever present. Like, the platforming is not engaging at all. It's just you have to be paying attention at all times or you will fall off of ledges. There's not platforming per se. It's just that every single place you're walking is a place where you can fall off a ledge and die if you're not paying attention.
Yes.
Or
fall off a ledge and take like 50 damage, which is like half health.
So, and that's one of the things that I hated the most about Lisa, and Arthur made the point where he was like watching me play, and I was like halfway through the game or something, maybe even further than that, and he commented that, because I kept dying to falling off ledges, and he made the comment that he doesn't remember struggling with that after the first little bit of the game, but that he played it all within a very short span of time, whereas because I kept getting frustrated with the game, I kept like putting it down and picking it up later. So he thinks that he like developed sort of the muscle memory or just the habit of like just edge checking sort of semi-consciously, which I never did because I didn't play it for long enough at any one time. So, you know, by the time he was halfway through the game, he wasn't falling off of ledges anymore, whereas I just sort of didn't develop that habit because I didn't play the game consistently enough.
Hey, Dr. Butt Doctor, that's fair. And here, my hot take is that is why it is like, I totally do understand, like, if you're just not having a good time, you know, with that. Lisa is a great example, maybe the best example of this kind of thing, of Lisa is a brutally honest game, and it has a very dark sense of humor, and it does want to work that into its gameplay, including its fail state. But if you're not bought into that sense of humor, you're not gonna have a fun time just falling off cliffs. Because
it's very much humor at the expense of the player, and especially at the expense of the player's time and patience.
Yes.
Like, it's not like, haha, I'm poking fun at you for being a dweeb or for being stupid or anything else. It's just like, haha, look, I wasted your time. Like, very often that is the butt of... That is the punchline of so many of Lisa's jokes is, haha, I'm wasting your time. And I just don't find that funny.
Which is fair. I think those are its worst jokes, and it still is like that, the kind of like thing I brought up though is like, if I appreciate the kind of like dark sense of humor though, to be able to like do that with the themes of that game, since so much of that game is how impressive it is.
Yeah, I mean, thematically, it makes sense. I get it. Yeah. I think it worked for that game in a certain sense that it's like, the game is antagonistic to the player, and that is the point.
Yes.
It doesn't super work for me, but I respect it.
Exactly, and that's all I was trying to get. It's worth trying, and if you don't enjoy it, at least watch it. But there is still, it is a kind of a tough spot of like, it is not done for no reason, and it's not done for no thematic or narrative reason or motif reason.
Yeah,
there's an artistic reason for it, but
exactly,
it is
like,
antagonistic.
Very much, it is very deliberate about like making an artistic statement that the developer full well knows is going to be very like divisive. It's going to shut out a large audience, and that's fine because it's necessary to make the experience that they wanted to make.
Exactly.
And I can respect that, even if I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah. That's why I would say for any kind of like, even like serious narrative that I'd want to go into that like deals with anything dark like that, I still don't think I'd go to that personal level. But I still like appreciate and understand pieces of work that are willing to like to push that boundary.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that are willing to push that boundary, since God, I've forgotten how these work.
Now you know.
They just go up. Okay. I wasn't sure. Oh, I got it. Oh. I thought I could jump off those, but I guess not. Yeah. Because that's the thing, is a big part of that game is almost like even the game kind of making fun of you for being even masochistic if you do get into it, and that's why it's like I think it is a piece of art that should be examined. Yes. It's a piece of art that should be examined, regardless if you think it is a museum or not. Lisa belongs in a museum, absolutely. Woo. Hey, I'm getting better at that wave dash, man. Fun. Yeah, it was. Hey, it's a good thing I've been practicing this! Oh. I was even like, this is a good stage to practice, because I won't know whether or not this mechanic will appear again, but I certainly would forget it if I wasn't practicing it at least a little bit. And again, that is why I would at some point totally be down to, and I haven't played it in a long time, so I'd like to see where I feel about it now, because I probably would replay Beginner's Guide. We were talking about that before stream. We should talk about that, because it's also fascinating what happened to you, Jackson. But I haven't played Beginner's Guide in a long time, and I wonder if I still feel the way that I do about it. I think I'll still like it just because I had such a personal experience with it, but it might not hit as hard as it used to, because I think I've matured a little bit more, which is good.
Yeah, that's fair.
is an element. I would say a part of my response had to do with my own processing of my own problems.
The Beginner's Guide, if anyone isn't aware, is the game that the developer of the Stanley Parable made after the Stanley Parable.
Yeah. And Jackson has a funny story to talk about the Stanley Parable because it is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, well, it's funny / unfortunate. I recently finished up a game I was playing, and I have a habit of playing very long games, sort of like almost like projects in a weird way. Like I just take games at a large chunk at a time.
By which he means he takes Final Fantasy XIV 10 years at a time.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that. And so I didn't want to start another big one yet, so I was like, all right, what's like a few like really quick good experiences that I have in my library that I've just never done? Stanley Parable and Beginner's Guide. Like they're 2-hour games, hour and a half, something like that, somewhere around there. And I've just never played them, never experienced them. So I fired up Stanley Parable and got to the main screen. And I know it's kind of a puzzle game, I know it's kind of a meta game. And I pressed load and crashed. And I was like, okay, this is pretty clever. It's a puzzle game. You got to figure out how to make sure like maybe I'm supposed to not engage with the menu screen. Maybe I'm actually supposed to like maybe the controls are already enabled and I'm like looking at maybe I'm looking at a wall and I'm just supposed to turn around immediately, like as though the game's already started. No, that really was just the menu. It's not that meta of a game, and it turns out after doing just a little bit more digging, no, it just crashes now because if your CPU has too many cores, it doesn't like that.
Which is bizarre to me. And then
Stanley Parable took that personally. I mean, you could probably set up a virtual machine with fewer cores.
That's what people said. You can mess with settings to either turn off some of your cores or something like that. Yeah. So if I'm really desperate to get into Stanley Parable, I can, but I'm insulted. I'm insulted that I don't know, that my machine just can't run it anymore. And so I moved on because I was like, well, okay, I know that, you know, Beginner's Guide was made like a year or two later. Let's just do that one. And that one wouldn't even launch. Crashed at launch.
They're probably made in the same engine.
Yep, that's what I was thinking as well.
The source engine, yes, it's a big part about that, and
right, but I'm sure it's not like a completely vanilla source engine, you know.
Yeah.
Beginner's Guide might be. I don't know about Stanley Parable, because Stanley Parable does feel like a Half-Life mod. Like, that's part of its whole meta thing, is it feels like a Half-Life mod.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dr. Lang's Cobb, the Tiger, and the Terribly Cursed Emerald, a whirlwind heist. What? Please explain. Please explain, my dear Aunt Sally.
Hey, let's put... Actually, hey, you wanna... I don't know if you've been watching long enough, Doctor, but you could always get a crayon prompt of that, and we could just see what that is. It's nothing in particular.
If I had to take a guess, those are also short games, as well.
I think it's one short game.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, it was just sort of this weird experience of like realizing that. So I gabbed on a lot about the game called Sacred. It's just like an old like 2001, it's 2004 PC game, like made way before Steam, and the people that have the publishing rights just threw it onto Steam and said, "Hey, have fun." And I took it as like a challenge to see if I could make it run. But this was different to me because it's the first time I'd ever seen a Steam game that was released, I mean, primarily for PC for Steam, like over 10 years ago, just not run anymore. Like, it's a Steam game that just doesn't work anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's... I always figured that day was going to come, but I'm just sort of surprised to see it. So, yeah, absolutely bonkers. So I missed out on the cultural experience of Stanley Parable and Beginner's Guide.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Dr. Langskov is a game designed by the other developer from Stanley Parable, and it's not as good as Stanley Parable or Beginner's Guide.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Have you played Superliminal, Jackson?
I have not. I don't think I own that one, actually.
It's a cool short game.
It's a cool short game.
I mean, there's lots of good short games out there. It's just thinking it in the context of like meta sort of trippy games.
Yeah. Well, my mentality with that is that, like, I feel like it takes me like a month or two to beat a game, and I enjoy the satisfaction of finishing. Like, when I beat Mega Man the other week, I was like, dang, this did not take me that long to do. And it was like a nice, like, concise, satisfying, like, short experience, and I was like, dang, maybe I should just hunt down some shorter games and just power through some quicker ones. And so that's kind of what led me into taking a crack at some stuff, like, just lying around in my library. Yeah, Superliminal. Let me see if I... Nope, I don't think I own that one.
It's cool. I mean, it's not like a must-play or anything. It's just, like I said, it's just the next, like, place my brain springboarded to after Stanley Parable.
For sure. I do still need to play, like, I need to sit down with Savannah and go through It Takes Two. I have not forgotten about that one.
Oh, It Takes Two is good.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend that.
Oh my goodness, that is a 45 gigabyte game? That is much larger than I would have thought.
It's weirdly big, and it's also weirdly difficult to run. I'm sure your computer won't have a problem with it, but my old computer chugged a little bit during cutscenes.
I think maybe I remember that, because I know that you and I... this was really funny to me. Savannah knew about It Takes Two, and so the first thing I told her was that because I think I went on that Kansas vacation and visited all of you guys. The first thing I told her is like, oh, I played It Takes Two with somebody, and there was like visible disappointment from her because she knows it's kind of a couples game.
Oh.
And I was like, I played it with Sean, and she's like, okay.
Your other boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, your other husband.
That's fine.
I mean, it is funny to refer to it as a couples game because everything it has to say about relationships is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
It is a great co-op game.
Yeah, it does make...
I would not take advice from that book, man. Just look at its design.
Book is a charlatan.
That book is not a good dating advice book, man. That book might as well have been the Karma Sutra, and it probably would have been better than what that book actually is.
I think the book called itself like the Karma Sutra of Love or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that is actually a line in that game.
That's awful on so many levels and ways that I don't want to think about.
If it's not a line in that game, it's definitely the kind of thing that fucking book would say.
That book, essentially that book, somewhere in its head, also known its pages, is the suggestion that for what it takes to be a swinger.
Yes.
And he is a swinger.
Definitely.
A Kama Sutra.
Oh, if you haven't started playing more of it yet, Cuphead's a pretty short game.
Cuphead was one I was really considering. Cuphead
is real good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know you would love Cuphead. I fucking want to play Cuphead so bad.
There was like a small part of hesitancy in me because I was like, I was thinking to myself, it's like, I wonder if I hold off because it would also just be like a really good co-op game, or...
Oh, dude, you and Isaac should play it on stream if Isaac hasn't played it either.
I've only played like literally the first 2 stages.
I think that's exactly what Jackson's done.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think I maybe got to the dragon. I did not get very far.
Yeah, you and Jackson should play that on stream sometime. That'd be a great time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, we've been talking about, we've got a couple games where we're looking to play on stream, there is another front mission. And the reason why we want to do it is because I was really just so sometimes I get like demos of like games
like Final Fantasy 14.
Like Final Fantasy 14. That's the best example.
That was just kind of a harmless example. No reason why I brought that one up.
Just a random. That's so weird that would have even popped in your mind.
Yeah, no, it's just an example of a free game that I know you played.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when games are free like that, I spend an absurd amount of time with them, much more than a human should, and that includes the free demo of Front Mission 1, where just because it was actually kind of enjoyable, I pretty much capped off one character in the demo. Like how many hours did I spend on this demo? It doesn't tell me because I have to. No, wait, hold on. I can give you an answer.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no?
23 hours?
So you spent almost an entire day in the demo for Front Mission. Now, here's where I'll give you this. Technically, the first episode of Doom, I could have seen myself playing the first episode of Doom if it was like the only video game I had when I was a kid. I could see myself doing. I played
it over and over. You mean?
Yeah, I played the Katamari Damacy demo because I never got to play it when I was a kid, like a bunch of times. I know there were others. I played a lot of demos, but that's because I didn't have more games to play, Jackson.
Yeah, the reason why I looked at that nervously is because there's about 30 minutes of video game content in the demo.
Right.
I spent the other 22 hours just grinding in the arena.
You're a monster.
The reason why the demo is particularly applicable to this is they do a cool thing with the demo that if you play it and you start it and you're like, yeah, I like this, you get to take your save file into the full game.
Yeah. So,
I want to see what that save file will do. I'm sure it'll be obvious what it'll do, but I feel like it needs to be documented at least, Sean. We gotta show that somebody did this.
I'm sure somebody has done much worse.
Yeah. This feels maybe not to the same degree because the Final Fantasy VII thing's much harder, but it feels like the whole getting to level 99 in the first reactor kind of deal.
Yeah. Oh no!
Oh, that was so close.
So
I had it,
close.
but I think I got the gravy. I got the gravy,
you got the
guys.
Rhythm. You got the boom bap.
I just really enjoyed, like, in the way that the character progression, like, it was, and like, I spent so much time trying to figure out the formulas and everything, and like, I don't know, it was fascinating.
It's just funny to me now, because, yeah, I got that for you for Christmas, and I just said something along the lines of, you have no excuse not to play it now. Goddamn. You told me about that, and I was like, oh my god! Yeah, that's why I'm like, I want the image of your fucking game! Well, I must have barely diagonaled that or something. I don't know what happened there. I just want to see, like, the stats where you get, like, more party members and shit, and, like, somebody joining apropos of nothing and being like, I'm a huge Front Mission fan. How are you guys doing? Why is that one guy, like, max rank when everyone else is, like, level 5?
It's true, I basically spent all of my time on one character.
Yeah, one character is just fucking broken.
Yeah.
But Doctor, I have heard good things about Artful Escape, and it is an Annapurna game, so I definitely want to give it a look at some point.
What is it? I've never heard of it, I don't think.
Let me
Help me.
Let me double check just so I don't get this wrong, because it's been a while since I've looked at it.
For my ignorant brain.
These are its Steam tags, if this informs you of anything. Adventure, indie, music, psychedelic, story rich. And the description from the developer does not clarify at all. It does list the voice cast, though, which includes Michael Johnston, Lena Headey, Jason Schwartzman.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
So. Wait, Schwartzman, not Schwartz.
I believe Jason Schwartzman is the same guy who plays Gideon Graves.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, so Earthbound.
Earthbound with Guitar Hero.
Because it's not an RPG. It's an experience.
Like Lisa.
As much as Earthbound is kind of an experience as well, it's still
It's a JRPG.
It's still a JRPG.
Yeah, like, it's a quirky JRPG, but there's no bones about it. It's about as straightforward a JRPG as you get.
Yeah. When Halloween comes back around, because I know that like I know that Isaac was not enjoying it, but I'd be down to play our Earthbound cracks.
Okay. I don't know what it is. That whole like I do not have the it's weird to me because JRPGs feel like they're simplistic in a lot of ways. So I don't know how I can be so bad at them sometimes when they're actually hard. Like Earthbound.
It helps when you have not played the game and you're trying to play a like difficult hack of it.
Yeah, that was specifically like turn the difficulty up for sure.
No.
Goddamn, Kirby. So have you played that hack? I mean, it was fun. I liked it. It's fascinating seeing Toby, one of his like earliest works, and like, you know, how in a lot of ways, like anything that anyone works on, I'm sure I have this, is like even things that I made when I was younger still seep into the things I make now. I
don't think I made anything when I was young.
I made a lot of poop and that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that seems applicable, Jackson. You're not you don't think the poops have stayed the same?
Poop Smith as there's ever been.
Yeah. You don't think the more you poop, the more they stay the same?
Sometimes, I don't know.
Have your poops changed? Because then you need to go see a doctor.
After I got an organ taken out of me, oh yeah. After that gallbladder, dude, it's never been the same.
Oh god. Is that how art works too?
Yeah, if you can get better at pooping because you do it so often, right? Like you get practice.
I mean, it takes focused practice though. Like anybody can poop, and anybody can poop a bunch of times. But you have to really be making a concerted effort to improve at pooping.
That's true.
I mean, that's how you get to my level, where I scare James with how quickly I shit. Apparently I do.
You just go into a toilet, do the squat like a deer, and just walk out?
I mean, no, but he does say that I have a poop patch, because apparently I take really quick shits. I don't know, man.
That's really
Just don't waste my time. I don't waste my time in the bathroom.
I do like considering the universe while I'm in there. You know, it's like it.
Oh sure.
Like probably most like most of the time is the activity, but like there's definitely a section of that activity that's like sort of, I don't know, brainstorming on whatever I want to think about.
It's good to have moments of quiet to just sort of reset your brain.
Yeah.
And the toilet is great for that. The toilet is great for meditation. That's probably some genuine advice.
In Kirby's experience, the problem a lot of people have with turn-based RPGs, they make an assumption about how they should play it, and then have trouble thinking outside the box to get over a difficulty bump. Because the turn-based, seemingly grindy nature of games subconsciously reinforces their assumptions. Not that I'm a qualified psychologist.
I will say, and again, the weirdest thing that I always ran into, I ran into this in the base Earthbound, was for some reason I was like, okay, I don't have very much to work with here. This was combat? Because there are parts of that game where you will get into combat and not realize you should, and you kind of are just wandering around at the beginning of the game. And the early combat can be really punishing when you don't have any options. So I'm like,
Yeah,
that's what my memory was. Anyways, and not the hack, the original game.
Yeah, the initial hurdle of just like trying to bully your way through the first few combats it's definitely a challenge. I think once you've got your feet underneath you and you can survive a little bit, that's when you just sort of try to keep the snowball rolling and build some momentum. These are also SNES games, and like SNES games, even more than modern games, could have a lot of grinding attached to them. So.
It is kind of weird how we've gone full circle on that.
Yeah.
I feel like grinding has become more of a thing now. Like, there was a period when it's like, wow, older games are like so grindy and like unnecessarily padded because of arcade and, you know, not having many games and this, that, and the other. But like, there's this trend in modern games of like being grindy again with like, you know, gear and battle passes and this, that, and the other.
Well, so I
Destiny and that whole ethos of games.
So I guess I'm of two minds, which is there's a lot of like mobile-like mechanics, like people using mechanics that are sort of like mobile games to keep people hooked, just psychologically.
I call them Facebook mechanics personally, and I have a prime example of one because it's the one that I go, this is how you don't use this. But go on.
Oh, sure. No, go for it. Actually, what's up?
The biggest one that always comes to my mind, and shoot me if you're not surprised, Tarkov kind of has a like Facebook mechanic where...
what is a Facebook? What is a Facebook mechanic?
So, back in the days when Facebook games were those picture games where they were just timers. Yeah, Mafia Wars, all that shit. A lot of them hinged on you would like start off and you get like a bunch of resources, right? But then, over time, literal time, you would be like asked like, oh, if you used up your resources, now you have to wait this long before you could engage with the game again because it's all about resource management. And Tarkov has, in my opinion, a really awful thing, in a game that you pay for, by the way, where there's a core mechanic that you can go into each of the missions as a scab, which is like a free guy with free stuff. But if you, every time you do that, live or die, you have to wait. At one point, it was 1 hour before you could do it again, and then went down to 30 minutes and maybe 15 minutes? And I'm like, ugh. I'm just like, ugh. Like,
for a paid game, that's atrocious.
Yeah, Hunt solution to that, every time you do every match, well, this used to be how it is, they made a slight change to it. Every match you got one free guy, and then if you wanted to get more, you had to pay a currency for it. But if you did a match, you got another free guy. It refreshed. Every match. Every match. Like, you had to play the game to get your free guy back.
Yeah.
And they made a change to that where that's no longer king. So, I'm not...
This level is breaking Isaac's brain.
This one right here is like, I'm like... Where do I even... Oh, wait, I forgot there's a mechanic. No. Well,
I think you wave dash. Yep. I think you grab it and then you wave dash. Grab it and let go.
No.
Wait, what?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't do that. I do that?
Yeah, I think you grab it and let go, and then wave dash to catch it after the 4 pillars. Yeah.
Oh,
just put that.
go, Jesus. Oh, fucking hell. Cause yeah, no, like, I don't think like, if you pay, if this like one of those free games, I don't think it's like a good game mechanic, but it's at least like, okay, fine, I'm not paying money for the game, so why does it matter? But
right.
like, if you paid for the game and it has mechanics like that, it's like, what the fuck? Are you gonna make me wait?
Yeah, they're trying to double get you, dude. They're trying to be like, hey man, we're gonna get you on a door fee and on this fee.
As far as I know, you can't like buy more scabs. It's just something in the game. They have a lot of stuff like that in Tarkov. Like, technically you could wait off injuries, real in-life hours to heal injuries if you want to. And it's just there's so much about that game. It's designed almost like a Facebook game. Like I said, that game's fucking fascinating. It's weird, the design decisions they made. It's all over the fucking place. Oh god, and then I gotta wave dash up. What the fuck? I realized.
I think you have to wall. I think you have to wall bounce up.
Anyways, sorry to derail. If you
No, you're
had
good.
more, I now have forgotten what we were talking about.
Just like grinding coming back, because I feel like what happened was basically what you and Sean were saying. Like I would call them like predatory grinding mechanics, like stuff that's like, I don't know.
It's like the whole Skinner box thing.
It's very Skinner box.
That's been in the I'd say like in the social gaming consciousness for like a while now. I think it's hard not to like have anyone who's at least played or been interested in a video game and hasn't at least heard at some point somebody talk about Skinner boxes being put into games and how that can be a negative thing.
Yeah. But I feel like there is a second form of grinding, because what's funny is I feel like grinding's called grinding when you don't enjoy it, but I feel like that's not always true, in that you can enjoy what does amount to grinding. And I think that like sometimes games more recently have realized, well, they're going to be spending a lot of time, doing this one function of this game, this grindy function. What if it's just in fun? Like, so I feel like we've embraced.
There's definitely games that do that don't get a bunch of ire for it. Like, that's the whole foundation of Monster Hunter's design.
Yeah. Monster Hunter is in a way a grindy game. You're trying to.
No, it absolutely is. Monster Hunter might be to blame for a lot of those kinds of things being iterated on in time. Like, a lot of those like good and bad practices come from Monster Hunters in a lot of ways.
I firmly believe that 100%. It is terrifying how much as much as we talked about like Dragon Quest being like this like Japanese icon for them, like that, like they will skip school to play Dragon Age kind of deal. Monster Hunter is another major, like the other major thing over in Japan. It is nuts.
Well, that one makes more sense to me because Monster Hunter was at least partially a handheld franchise for a while, and handheld is way bigger in Japan than it is in the US.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so it's just like Monster Hunter influences so much. My mind is still destroyed to the fact that a lot of Monster Hunter mechanics found their way into Ys.
Yeah. It was super ahead of its time, even though in much a similar way, the first game makes some decisions that are super foundational and some that didn't stick around even, I think, past the first game, because, once again, why would you make your attacks the analog stick? Nobody wants to do that. I'm sorry. Somebody on the design team, I want to know who they thought it would be a good idea that your right analog stick should be your attack functions and the camera the left D-pad. Who did that?
That was probably someone who played Ape Escape.
Yeah.
Because Ape Escape also made your right analog stick. That was one of the first PlayStation 1 games I remember requiring the analog sticks for the PlayStation 1.
Back when we were still figuring out what to even do with analog sticks.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, well, I guess that's our attack button. Like, that's what we're going to use to... And for what it's worth, actually, in a weird way...
Oh, no, in Ape Escape, it's great. Like, it's super creative and well done.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, no. It makes sense there.
You're kind of cool.
Oh. Wait, me or
talking
Jackson?
to you.
Oh, damn.
You're kind of cool, too.
Oh, man.
Why does he start crying after I compliment him?
You can't handle praise. You can't take compliments.
No, I said, am I as cool as Jackson?
Oh, I see.
Comparison, we're different.
I mean, Jackson has beaten Chapter 9 of Celeste. I haven't.
That is the mark of a cool guy.
Yeah, but you've beaten Tarkov, so it's like...
Oh god, no, I have not. There, you want an example of a game that I just eventually noped out of. There you go. I could not put up with that game. Tested my That is how much that game tests your patience, that I lost my patience with it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll play Lisa over Tarkov.
Whoa.
The ultimate insult.
But yeah, I think that a lot of that stuff, like with battle passes and stuff, I don't think World was the first one. I don't know who started that trend. But even like when you look at like Monster Hunter World's design, because a lot of that grindiness is deep in the DNA of Monster Hunter, but things like battle passes and stuff might have come out before World came out. I don't know who would have started it though. Like,
I mean, Destiny is one of the biggest contributors to that. They probably they weren't the first, but Destiny is what popularized that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Before that, it was loot boxes. Or sort of at the same time, I guess. I don't remember exactly when Destiny came out. But it would have been... I guess Destiny was before Overwatch.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting, because I think of Overwatch as popularizing loot boxes. Did Destiny always have battle passes?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know where the battle pass... I don't know where that train starts and ends. I don't know who started it. Because Hunt has battle passes, Apex, the finals.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're everywhere now.
Right. Overwatch.
Yeah, fucking Dota.
Oh, really? Holy shit. What a game I've never played, even though I played a shit ton of League. Dota fascinates me as a game that I have no perspective for other than knowing it exists. Like, I don't even know what the gameplay of that game like amounts to other than, is it like League? Probably looks like League. Yeah.
League is just Dota with different graphics. I mean, that's reductive. There's a lot of subtle differences, but it's a Dota clone.
Because that's the thing, is like, I don't even know what Dota looks like aesthetically. Like,
it's
I don't even know. Yeah, because I heard, wasn't it originally a mod?
Yeah, well, it was a player-made game mode, because Warcraft 3 had custom levels and custom game modes as like a built-in feature, which is super cool. And Dota's not the only thing that came out of that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, but I'm a little like an idiot now if I can't remember what else.
You know, that's a fascinating thing that as the AAA and indie scene continue to develop and diverge over time, I find it interesting that, you know, AAA moves farther and farther away from trying to, like, provide those tools for players to engage with, whilst indie continues to, like, actually expand or at least engage with players to try to get them motivated and interested in game design and game development and editing games and stuff like that. I find that to be a really cool thing. I feel like fewer and far between you see games being willing to actually open up their systems for players to manipulate, even on a superficial level, like even Halo level.
The other like full-fledged release video game that was originally a Warcraft 3 map was the Red Solstice.
Never heard of that.
Not well received.
I was gonna say, what is that?
It's a tactical shooter / survival game.
That was
what? Like a top-down shooter? That's bonkers. How is it a shooter? Not like a first-person shooter, right? Like,
I think it was an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. If I had to guess.
That's impressive.
Because if you just, like, zoom in, like, you could already zoom the map around and do stuff like that. So if you just, like, zoom in Warcraft. Let me look it up on YouTube. Oh no, it was straight up top-down, like, straight up Warcraft.
Okay. So it was like a twin stick.
So it's like synthetic.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. I did not know that.
What's that alien game that you're on about recently, wanting to play?
Alien... It's not Dark Descent.
Dark Covenant.
Is it Dark Covenant? Yes.
I don't know. Alien Swarm.
Well, Alien Swarm would be a good example of that, because the alien game that you're talking about is actually more like a MOBA. Because it's like a tactical, it's like a real-time, pseudo real-time strategy game. You can like pause for specific actions, but for the most part, it's like active combat.
I mean, so is Warcraft 3 is also active combat.
Yeah.
You know what an RTS is?
Yes. I mean, you don't have like a big group of people. You just like are just like a small squad, but you can pause the game to do like specific time-sensitive actions if you need a moment.
It's real time with pause.
Yeah, that's the
one.
I
hate real time with pause. I've come to just accept that in my life. Huh?
You don't like FTL?
I liked FTL well enough. Not well enough to ever beat it, but I put probably 3 runs into it.
I got close once and I was like, this game's fucking impossible.
Yeah, I think I did only a run or 2, and then I was just like, I can't afford to lose 2 hours of my life every time I make a mistake.
I do like that game, though. It's cool.
Yeah. I want to play Into the Breach. I really do.
Into the Breach is so good.
You sold me on it, and it's the same guys.
It is. It's a very different experience.
God damn it.
Loser.
Why you beat me to me? We're quoting good YouTube and
the best YouTube poop ever made.
It is the best YouTube poop ever made. Guys, you have
our shining beacon in the night that reminds us that YouTube poop can be good. It doesn't have to be unwatchable nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching someone stream Into the Breach yesterday. This butt doctor bounced off it when I tried to play it on release, but now I'm interested in giving it another go. But I'll seek a week into FTL every year or 2. Yeah, I mean, it's worth giving another shot. Like, if you bounced off of it, then I don't know. To my memory, that game sort of puts it all out there pretty straight away. So if you bounced off of it, I don't know that there's like another hook that you missed that I could be like, oh man, you should check this element of it out. But like, if you're just interested and want to see it given another shot, like, it's real good. I do highly recommend it.
And I like the little I know about it. I like the strategy elements of it, and I like the aesthetics. I was talking to Jackson the other day of, man, why aren't there more games about just piloting a giant robot and fighting kaijus? That'd be fucking rad.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's one example I know of.
And it's Armored Core 6.
Kinda. You do fight a couple kaijus in that game, that's true. You fight at least one kaiju, I would say.
I mean, the worm is definitely a kaiju.
Yeah, and the big walker.
There's stuff in the game is debatable, but the worm is a kaiju for sure.
Yes.
I feel like the worm, the reason why I didn't like just dive in on that is because it's still like mechanical.
Sure. But it's a kaiju.
It's basically a kaiju, yeah.
There's Mecha Godzilla. That's still a kaiju.
That's true.
I guess Sea Spider's a kaiju. I just hate Sea Spider.
See, Sea Spider is the one that I feel like maybe is too mechanical because it doesn't even feel like a spider, it just feels like a mech. A weird robot mech thing, but it's just a robot. To me.
Yeah.
At least the worm resembles something that could be like
a giant monster. A giant monster worm.
It takes the form of a monster. Monster.
I was gonna say, you kind of have the walker, but again, that's the same issue, because it's more like a giant drilling platform.
Butt Doctor, yes, that is what I'm saying. Look, it's valid to sometimes try something and just be like, I'm not feeling it. Maybe I'll feel it another time. There are games that I have that about, like, I tend to largely not go back for them just because there's so much shit I want to play, but like, I ever want to try Doom 2016 again because I don't have like a strong reason that I didn't enjoy my time with it. I just kind of was like bored by it.
Which sucks, because the biggest thing that it does is how it utilizes light for tension. It's kind of genius, actually.
Yeah.
Like, that game... Oh, wait, no, 2016. My bad. I'm thinking of Doom 3. 2000.
Oh.
I'm thinking of Doom 2000. My bad.
Jesus Christ,
My apologies. God, I kind of want to play that game, because I feel like people have forgotten about Doom 2. Was it 2000?
It's 2004, I think. Doom 3, though. It's just Doom 3.
It is just Doom 3.
Yeah, Doom 3 is good. I'll jock that game any day. That game got a bad rap, and I get why it got a bad rap. Don't get me wrong. But, like, the audience who would have loved that game...
Exists now?
Can play it.
Yeah.
The audience who would have loved a Doom game was not the audience who would have loved Doom 3. Because it's just not a Doom game at all. But, you know, if you're fans of, like, Fear and stuff like that, like, it'd be way up their alley.
Right. Which I would still say is more in the spirit of classic Doom. I've never thought about that, because again, a lot of the, even Fear is very much about, like, very, like, crawly, kind of, like, trying to move through the environment carefully and not get, like, caught and stuff. Like, just Doom, the original Doom is just really fast. It's, like, the biggest thing that continues to make it unique for that. It seemed that the only way for... It does fascinate me that a lot of games had to slow down to keep that kind of, like, that kind of gameplay fresh. And I think that might have partly been due to like, you know, controls modernizing to, like, WASD controls and stuff, so, I don't know. Maybe.
There's a lot of things. Part of it was consoles getting big, like, you just... The consoles chugged, dude.
Yes.
Those early 3D consoles really chugged, so I think that contributed to it a little bit. And then, of course, you know, Call of Duty happened, and so it sort of games. Obviously, Call of Duty wasn't the first game to be like this. Like that'd probably be Medal of Honor, but like it started to become more the trend in games to be not playing as dudes who sprinted around everywhere.
Right.
Also, I wanted to comment on this. That's interesting, but Doctor, that you bounced off Outer Wilds initially. I'm glad you gave it another shot and loved it, because it is excellent. It is an excellent game.
To play it.
There was a time, like a week or a couple of weeks, where I played The Outer Wilds, Return of the Obra Dinn, and Disco Elysium back to back to back.
Oh my god,
those are some excellent games to play back to back, for one thing. They're also some of the best, like, investigative games I've ever played.
God, I really wanna play Obra Dinn.
It's great.
I don't remember. You said did you ever try or just never beat Papers, Please? Because I adore Papers, Please as a design.
So that's another game that I bounced off of because it bored me. My whole thing with Papers, Please is that I don't think it does enough to get you invested early. I think it expects you to project your own family onto the, like, family that you're supposed to be supporting in the game, but they really just don't give you anything to latch onto. Like, your family are literally just a scorecard and that's it. And I just wish that they did more to get you invested, because for the first, you know, couple of hours of that game, until the whatever intrigue starts happening, it's literally just doing paperwork.
Yeah. And again, that's another example.
I really want to play Golden Idol.
Oh, I do too. I've heard of it.
Golden Idol, Shadows of Doubt, Chance of Shannara. There's a ton of stuff out there that I want to try.
Ooh. Ah, fuck. This last jump has been my white whale, my big dick as they call him.
Mr. Dick.
Wally Dick. Shit. But yeah, one of my big things with Papers, Please, though, and why I do like it a lot is I do think it does experiment with game choice in a way that I personally haven't experienced very much in another game. All of your choices are directly tied to game mechanics that are established in those, like, first few days, and the game tries to take the game mechanics of a job and make you have to make choices based on whether or not you want to follow the rules of your job, and I'm fascinated by that. I, again, cannot think of a game that, off of the top of my head, that so consistently makes you question whether or not you should be following the rules of the game or not. Like, directly asking you, should you follow the rules? Are you doing the right thing by following the rules? Because you're not, in breaking the rules, you're not breaking the game. By breaking the rules, you're just quote unquote doing poorly. But it doesn't mean that your actions don't have consequences.
You're sacrificing your score.
Exactly. But they utilize that to try to put you in a tough spot of being like, you know, oh hey, do I? Come on!
No!
Oh jeez.
I didn't see. I thought it was gonna keep going. God damn it! I did it again, guys. My classic Celeste bit. But yeah, no. A big part of that game is by following the rules, because again, it's pretty straightforward. You're working in a job and you live in an authoritative government. When your job tells you to do things, or else you get penalized for it. So when those things start becoming morally gray or morally black, are you willing to break the rules? It asks that, and I haven't had a game ask me that question in a long time, I feel like. Not one off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's very cool. Like, I really want to like Papers, Please. It's just boring. It's too high art for me.
It's just a job. It is just a job. It also is a bit of a dad game for that. Which, irony that such a dad game also has such heavy and heady themes.
I mean, that's like, yeah. Another game that, this one I didn't find boring, it just stressed me out, which was really sad for me. I really did not enjoy Unpacking. It's a really good game. I highly recommend it to anybody who's interested in it, but it just stressed me out. It's supposed to be like a Zen game, but I don't know, the experience of like unpacking and organizing all that stuff just genuinely stressed me out.
It's too real. I do love the thought of like games like that, even like dad games like that. I couldn't play it was too stressful. Power washer simulator, the nozzle was too strong. Too much water.
It just makes me sad because like it's so like it's a gorgeous game. I love the like subtle narrative that it weaves into it, and I can see the like Zen elements of it at work, and I love Witchbeam and I want to support them, but I don't know what they're working on now. It's been a while since Unpacking.
What else have they worked on?
They're the Assault Android Cactus people.
Oh yeah! We love that.
Which is one of my favorite games.
Yeah, everybody go play Assault Android Cactus. It's great. It's one of the best. It's one of the best action indie games out there. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, it's excellent. I also love, it's one of my favorite uses of timers in a video game. Like, using the timer as your health bar is such a clever mechanic.
Yeah. Because usually, I think most games, and Jackson, you'll probably, I think you'll have the most strong feelings about this is when you're just like given a number, that can be just kind of stressful. Like, even if you can raise the number, it's usually just like, fuck. Whereas if it's a health bar, you're just thinking about, oh, it's a health bar.
Yep.
It helps that it's just like a very arcadey game, so the stakes are never like super high. You're never like, oh man, I'm gonna have to redo this whole section. It's just like, replay this one level of this arcade game.
Of this very high-paced...
Yeah, that'll take you like a few minutes.
Oh. Nice.
There we go. Jesus Christ. Now...
This one should be easy, I think. Just slip on through.
Slip on through to the other side.
There you go. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Just like that, yeah. Yeah, you were close. You did it. There you go.
Is that teaching me a mechanic? Am I gonna need to know to do that now?
Well.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So rude.
Oh my god!
There's some falling, yeah.
Well, I can't go any more right. Oh, it's just up and down. Okay. I thought there was left and right, and I was like, what the fuck is the stage? Well, there was a feather. There's a feather up.
You can worry about the feather when you get to it.
Like that.
I think what you have to do is you have to grab the double crystal, make your way to the feather, and then make your way back around.
Oh.
So I just kind of zoned out of reality. I think dozed off for like a 5-minute power nap, but I'm back.
I was wondering. I was like, Jackson hasn't said anything.
Yeah, he did like call you out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was suddenly just for no reason just really tired out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gone. And then I was just out for like 5 minutes, and then I think I heard Isaac call me, and I was like, yeah, now I'm back now. I'm back, baby.
Heard Isaac call me. So
I think if you drop the other platform above, it'll land down here somewhere that'll let you do something.
Yes, I think you have to do that.
Oh, yeah, that is... Okay.
And I think you also have to wave dash out of the feather onto the platform.
That is what it looks like.
Oh, boy. Fucking rocketed myself into it.
Plus, we might be making it harder than we think we are. There is a chance that you might be able to grab the crystal, hop onto the platform, and then just double dash up to the feather. But you have to preserve.
Fair.
You have to preserve both dashes, though. Yeah, just like that. They'd be like 2 diagonal dashes.
That might be...
That seems possible.
Okay, I see.
There it is.
Well, not when you die.
When you've got to die.
Abadi abadai.
There it is.
Fucker.
There it is.
I don't know why I did that, but here we
That's
are.
a great question. The world may never have all the answers.
The world is filled with mysteries and questions of all types, shapes, and colors.
I want to say it's theoretically possible to do the hyper dash or the wave dash thing, but maybe not. This is the way we're doing it right now. Is the way it's to be done. This is definitely
wave
just
dash over to it.
Yep, just wave dash over. Yep, and then just go back.
God damn it! The rocks fall. Party dies. Yep. The rocks fall. The party dies.
I love how tight that is, but it's definitely meant to be done that way.
Maybe I shouldn't have let go. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so now you have to start crawling down to bounce off of it.
Yeah, I saw.
Jackson has entered backseat mode.
I'll chill out. I'll let you use your brain.
You're good. Jackson, what color is the floor?
What?
Answer the question, Jackson.
I want to say it's probably. I want to say it's probably gray because I want to say you're probably over the city of like. You're probably over like Oklahoma City right now, but you can't see it because you're from space. But if you're just like looking all the way down, it's probably gray.
I mean, I was gonna make a joke about how if you have, I guess you have gray flooring unless you're colorblind, but I see the direction you've taken the stupid comment that I made. I appreciate it.
Turn it into a bit.
He's
trying to do your fucking job.
Yeah, no, I commend the effort. You caught me off guard. You said something that I wasn't prepared for you to say, and none of you were prepared for anything that I was trying to say. I still don't even know if I really know what I said.
You definitely just said the first words that came to your mind in a moment of panic, so...
I mean, I can go back to sleep if you need me to, like...
No. You're just...
Oh, wow, that's cold. Savannah just put her hands on my neck. Her hands are nice, cool.
Are you awake now?
I'm a little bit more awake, yeah. In response, I cracked my neck on her hands.
Ah, that's fun.
I felt like that was fair.
People get so grossed out about neck cracks, dude.
Oh yeah, no, she is one of them. She hates it. That was
saying. I assume that's why you did it.
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. It's not the body's natural.
Yeah. The body
just has to crack sometimes.
The body is a glorified Rice Krispie.
That bumper is brutal.
Yeah, that's really fucking tight.
So, I've been getting into hip hop recently more.
Oh, anything good new?
Not like new, because you know I'm sort of learning all the classics that everybody else already knows about. Because I was like sort of into hip hop before, but not like consciously. It's just like I had a moment where I was like getting really into JPEG Mafia, and I was like, I have too many hip hop albums I love for me to not just like be a hip hop fan. Like, what's the deal with that?
Yeah.
So I've been like trying to learn more good hip hop and sort of understand the scene better. And y'all, To Pimp a Butterfly is so fucking good.
To Pimp a Butterfly?
Check it out.
I mean, it's like the hip hop album from the last 10 years that people talk about. It's like between that and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy for like the most well-regarded modern hip hop albums. But holy shit, To Pimp a Butterfly is good. I liked it on my first listen, and the more that I've like dug into it further and given it subsequent listens and sort of unpacked it more, the more I love it. It's fantastic.
Who is it by?
Kendrick Lamar.
Ah, good old Lamar.
It is the Kendrick Lamar album. I mean, he's got other popular albums, but that is the Kendrick Lamar album. Good Kid, Bad City is also good. I need to listen to some of his stuff after To Pimp a Butterfly, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly is basically, in a weird way, it's sort of like The Bends, but for hip-hop. And I would argue, and this is saying a lot coming from me, a huge Radiohead fan who loves the Bends, I would say it's overall a pretty significantly better album than The Bends.
Wow. I'd say, yeah. And I mean, I'll definitely have to check that out.
It's basically his like manifesto on sort of the experience of moving from, you know, the ghetto to big stardom, and like a lot of the sort of internal strife that comes with trying to manage like becoming successful, but trying to like stay true to your roots and trying to remember where you came from, and a lot of the like sort of conflicts within Black communities of like trying to understand like the sort of problems of the system that they're sort of stuck in, but also like trying to understand like how to process problems that people in Black communities like put on themselves, and like how to sort of acknowledge both at the same time without being hypocritical about it. And it's super dense. It's so it does such a good job of using metaphor and references to augment the messaging in it. Like, it's some of the best lyricism I've seen ever.
Goddamn.
Because it like it does a really good job of, you know, if you listen to it and you don't know the references and you don't understand the metaphors, like, it still is able to communicate the message that it's trying to get across. But the more you sort of understand all the different references and all of the metaphors that it's building up, the more layers of meaning get woven into that narrative and the more depth it takes on.
That's cool.
It's really good. It's also just a really musically interesting album. Like, it's got a very unique style and it bops. It's good shit.
Yeah, no. I mean, I like shit like that, and I like anything that's willing to play, especially play a lot with lyricism. And like, I would still say for me, like, the 3 hip-hop albums that I always end up like coming back to at some point are always like re-listening that made me go, oh yeah, I do like this genre. I do like the genre. Are always going to be, for me, Fort Minor, Deltron, 3030,
oh,
and...
Fort Minor, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, and King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah is so good, man.
King Ghidorah is... I need to listen to more MF Doom in general.
Yes. Because King Ghidorah has, like, some stuff like that, but it's also just silly. It's also just silly. It's got some really goofy things in it that I love. It's like... It's very dorky and very nerdy in a lot of ways. Like,
I mean, that's just MF Doom in a nutshell, right? Like, he's got that whole album about food that I still haven't listened to that I need to.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it's basically just a whole album of like food metaphors and food jokes.
It just turns out that it's really complex recipes that you can make if you listen closely. I would fucking love that. Oh my god. Food that you can listen to and eat for yourself.
It's just fucking hell. It's just that Fort Minor song, Remember the Name, but it's fucking ingredients instead.
10% sugar, 30% flour, 22 cups of milk, and give it an hour. God, fuck me. I shouldn't have enjoyed doing that. God. Yeah, no, I'm always down. I definitely will check that out. I love anything that like plays with lyricism a lot. Like, I like things that especially get creative with it, whether it is like trying to cover something serious or not. I like when you can hear words in music you just normally wouldn't even hear to begin with. I appreciate shit that does that. I'm sorry, I just do.
Such a funny way to phrase that. Isaac likes it when they break out the thesaurus.
I do like it when they break out the thesaurus, okay? Like it when they use creative words that I don't think about very often. That I don't use very often. Often is not a very good word to use here.
Maybe creativity with words has less to do with using uncommon words and more to do with using words in uncommon ways, Isaac.
But I'm not good at that, Sean.
Well, that's why you listen to other people who are.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me go, oh, that's what it sounds like to be creative. Real
We've lost Jackson again.
He's died for real. Nuts!
Yeah!
Oh, I believe.
No!
Jesus Christ, this is a tough one. God. I have it. I got it. I can do it. I can do it.
We've seen
the light. The pudding is there. Fuck. Gotta stop throwing the pudding on the ground.
Oh, that is a good point, Kirby. The original recipe rap was the Powerpuff Girls theme song.
Well, that wasn't a rap.
Theme song, it's just sort of an intro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that was just the narrator talking about it.
But you could turn it into a rap, probably.
Oh, easily.
Put a beat under it. Remix it.
wanna know a sample I heard? I love weird samples. Like, I always like when something samples, like, something that I wouldn't expect to recognize. And recently, I was watching somebody play Secret of Mana, and I swear to God, Kavinsky fucking samples a song from Secret of Mana. I was like, holy shit, this is either incredibly uncanny or he actually used this as a sample. What the fuck? Oh. It's not over?
Yeah, it is.
No, it's just a checkpoint.
Checkpoint. Well, the room is over.
The room is over.
Tommy Wiseau has said goodbye. Wiseau?
I'm fed up with this wild. Part of me is like,
I mean, who knows when we're gonna get another checkpoint? This might be the best place to stop.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh my god! We're like, we lost him to the ether again.
Yeah, we thought we lost you again.
The sleep demon took him to Deadland.
Funnily enough, that time I was like, "No, I'm still here, guys." And then I thought I heard like affirmative responses.
And, keeps happening. How does this keep happening?
And then it wasn't until like I was being completely spoken over that I was like, "Wait, hold on, let me." Oh, yep.
Kirby's calling you out. Don't worry, we're used to it, Kirby. It's actually kind of funny at this point. I do want to see if I can get through this room because we've got a few things left, but I'm willing to redo this room next time if I have to.
So what did you have to say, Jackson?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, the hell were we starting? Because I was gonna say something.
We were talking about lyricism.
Lyricism, and I had something Yep.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Hey, Lovey, we're glad you've returned. Did the leprechaun want anything? He always bugs me to go to 7-Eleven. God fucking damn.
I mean, I would go to 7-Eleven with the leprechaun, but that's just because I always want to go to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, the leprechaun actually is kind of an asshole. I don't like him.
Yeah, that makes it less fun. Like, it makes it kind of unpleasant.
I love the thought of this mythical thing. The leprechaun makes it less fun because he's just a prick.
I mean, yeah, if any mythical being would make something just sort of more annoying and tedious, it would be the leprechaun. Like, if I saw a leprechaun in real life, I think my first thought would be, why you? Like, of all mythical creatures to exist, why you?
Why did you get to be real? I don't even, it's not even like a leprechaun horror thing where he like tries to do anything. You're just like, not that one.
Yeah, he's like a nice guy. He's like, you know, wearing his funny hat and do. I don't want to like. I probably don't get the pot of gold.
Probably
so
not.
I'm mad about that already. Leprechauns suck.
Yeah. Yeah, 7-Eleven's pretty good. I did have a funny thought, I think in the last day or two, because like I've talked on the stream about how obsessed I am with Free Slurpee Day, and how I decide to play the villain and will antagonize poor 7-Eleven workers to get an absurd amount of Slurpee. And then I thought about it, and I was like, I have a middle-class job these days. I can just pay for this. I can just pay for this stuff. Then I realized it's not the point. It's the spirit of it.
It's sending a message.
Yeah.
God.
I make a pretty. I have a house. I bought a house, but here I am.
House.
Yeah. But here I am, wanting to fight for free Slurpees and antagonize 7-Eleven workers on Free Slurpee Day because it feels right to be a bad man.
See, it's in all of us. We all have the capacity to do evil.
Alright, I'm gonna end this stream on that note.
But goddamn, that was good. Let me see how my divot's doing. Okay, it's a little raw.
That house did cut deeply into your Slurpee budget. That's at least like a couple of thousand Slurpees you could have gotten.
I could get maybe away with like one murder. I don't think I have like a finger, like a part of my fingerprint is missing.
What do you? Jeez. Because of your thumb.
Because of my thumb. I just don't know what I would have done to wear it down, other than play video games. I didn't think I was getting that wrong.
You played your devil games on your devil controller.
You videoed your last game.
All right. I think this is, you're right. I think this is a good stopping point. So thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you had a good time and enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by and chatting and watching. If you watch this in the future, thank you for taking the time to going back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to. And just generally, you can come hang out with the rest of the community there. It's a good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, shout out to our community there, and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience, and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure also hashtag with MCCanary, or link it back to the stream, so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. Also, if you're new here, stick around to the very end. We always do a bit of a closing bit, and we do raid after every stream, so the vampires in our chat can keep watching. Just remember to go lock your doors and windows, everybody, because it's almost lunchtime for vampires. As always, a huge thank you to everyone who supports the stream and all of our subscribers. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream, as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you, so we thank you. If you wish to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of benefits you can get, you could always subscribe directly on Twitch or check out the Patreon page. That'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. And thank you to Amount to do a wonderful job of holding back the Roman Army and Randy Blue Club Famous. Thank you, Sean and Jackson, for hanging out and playing some more Celeste with me. I had a great time.
Yeah. Mooi.
Would like to start housekeeping.
Mine's simple, or pretty simple. It's Downtown Voice Acting is continually on hiatus because we're about to start a project. Though we may stream parts of those projects, parts of that project. Haven't decided yet. Not against it, so yeah, maybe some of that. And that'd be on the weekends.
If you enjoyed the stream and want to see me talk about a video game or two, check out Talking Skull on YouTube.
And check out the rest of our friends, Virtual Boys, Corpus Cryptid, Crowcast TV, and BlueXBs. Virtual Boys is James and Arthur. They were streaming on Tuesdays playing co-op games or multiplayer games. Corpus Cryptid is Ren's Twitch channel. They usually do cozy games or spooky games. Crowcast TV is Tara's channel. She usually does live art on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. BlueXBs is Aqua's channel. She usually does horror games and multiplayer games. And me, you can find everything else that I work on and do and post to on my Linktree. There's 2 YouTube channels. There's a SoundCloud. There's an art station. So you can find it all there and find us all in Goblin Entertainment. I think that's everyone and everything. Stick around, we'll be heading to DOT. They're still doing some special events for streaming. They've got a guest as well. They're a couple of good VTubers. They're good gals. So stick around with that. Stick around for that. Otherwise, have a good evening, everybody. Take it easy. Sean, is there anything you'd like to tell the audience?
Don't forget National Strawberry Day. Just consume at least 120 some odd strawberries, or else Celeste will never respect you.
Jackson, is there anything you would like to tell? We talked about a lot today. Is there anything you'd like? Is there anything you'd like to tell video games
Yeah, it just don't. If you make a game ever in your life, you just don't make a shuffle. Just don't make it abandonware. Just like come back and come back. I should still play Stanley Parable 2. It's an important.
Wait, they made a sequel?
Oh my god!
Actually, they kind of did. They did that's probably something I should have mentioned. There is some Ultra Deluxe Edition. It is now out, which makes me think that they should just go back and like work on their original version so that they.
It wasn't an update?
No, it's a separate game that you have to buy.
Huh.
What a hack.
Yeah. In theory, there might actually be some extra content, but they probably should have just updated the original game, DLC or something.
This is a good game.
Yeah.